Hey everyone, welcome to Die Hard Retro TV. And today's video is going to be on the WWF Hasbro figures, the real wrestling action figures from the 90s. As you can see, this is my whole collection right here. We're going to be going through each and every one of them in a series, and basically, a figure series, if you would call it. We're going to start our way from series 1 to 9. Just a disclaimer, guys, I don't have every single Hasbro figure, but I do have a majority of the great ones, and hope you all enjoy this video. Let's get into it. All right, so for the first figure, why not? Let's start off with the Hulkster himself, Hulk Hogan, the immortal one. This is his first ever Series 1 figure, the man who made wrestling popular, and he does the Gorilla Press Slam. So each of these figures does like a different action. I got Hogan in this nice, he's in a really great condition. They call this the Gorilla Press Slam. So you would like put an opponent there and just slam it to the ground. This is my favorite Hulk figure from the Hasbro line. I do not have any like varieties or like variants of the same guys. So if I have one gimmick, if I have one figure, I just have that one for the Hasbros. I'm not getting like 3 different Hulk figures or like 3 different Warrior figures or whatnot. This is just the one Hogan figure I have, and he does the Gorilla Press Slam. All right, next we got the 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. This is his only Hasbro figure that I know of. Mine's a little beat up, but this is still a very iconic figure, one of the most famous Hasbro figures. And his action doesn't work too well on mine, but he does the giant jolt, where he just does a headbutt, really. It's a headbutt, but they call it the giant jolt. And yeah, like I said, this is when he was in the Colossal Connection, I believe this figure came out in. So this was like a later, this is like this is like Andre in his final years in the wrestling ring. And yeah, they never made a Haku figure, but they only made an Andre figure, which is really surprising because at the time he was tag teaming with Haku. Yeah. All right, next we got one of the most famous heels in the business, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, with his $1 Million belt right there. Mine isn't my $1 Million belt. Apparently, the hook got broken on it, or yeah, the thing got broken on it. So yeah, it doesn't stay up too well. But and my $1 Million Man isn't in the best condition. His action doesn't work the best, but he still looks good, and he does the $1 Million Punch, which yeah, my action doesn't work, but oops, my action doesn't work good. But it just it doesn't, you have to wind it up a lot, but the punch would go like, it would go around. One of my other figures has it later on, but it goes around, but mine doesn't work too good. Still a nice figure. Oops. Still a nice figure, but yeah, one of the most famous heels of all time, and I got his belt with him, so there's one of his accessories. Yeah. All right, next we got Ravishing Rick Rude. Another one of the most famous heels of all time. Rude is notoriously known for being the Ravishing One, and his feuds with Jake the Snake Roberts, and yeah, and the Ultimate Warrior. Rude was one of probably the greatest heel of that era because he had such a great arrogance to him and the body to back him up. This figure, contrary to a lot of hate it gets, I think this is still a great figure because he used to do this same exact move. You know, he would do the ravishing, the Rude Awakening headlock, and he would basically put his opponent's, oops, fell there. He'd basically put his opponent's head right here, and he would knock him down. So you'd like put one of the guy's heads in here, and then you just, you know, give him a noogie, I guess you could say. The only thing I don't like about this is the pants doesn't look like something he would wear, because he always had stylish, colorful pants that had like all kinds of like heads and logos on it and whatnot. But this one's just pretty plain for a Hasbro figure. But I do like this figure. It captures his likeness very well. All right, next up we got my favorite WWF tag team of all time right here. The number one, in my opinion, the greatest tag team champions ever, and the longest reigning tag team champions ever. Axe and Smash of Demolition. And I love these figures so much. These might be like one of my favorites ever. I always love Demolition, and they're probably my favorite on Series 1. Axe does the same thing like Hogan, but his is called the Axe Attack. So you would put an opponent up there. And I really like the way that they made these. Like, the paint looks spot on perfect. Like, the likenesses on these figures are amazing. The paint looks spot on and everything. Same with Smash. Smash is the figure that does the same thing with that DiBiase does. He does the, they call it the Demolition Smasher. So, I mean, you would, like, basically like $1 million punch. You would, like, spin the arm around and then wham and come out. I can't do it good because I'm not using one hand right now. But, yeah, that's the Axe Attack and the Demolition Smasher. They never came with the masks in the first series, and also they were split, so the tag team series wasn't created yet. But these are amazing figures, regardless of the masks or not. They're just absolutely phenomenal figures. Demolition is probably, in my opinion, is the greatest tag team in WWF history and of this era. Gotta love Axe and Smash. All right, next up we got the big man Akeem, the African Dream right here. This is another one of my favorite molds. Like I'm gonna say, guys, the Series 1 figures are probably the cheapest figures on the market because they are like the most common ones. Everyone bought them back then because the Hasbros were new. But anyways, I didn't mention that before, but this is Akeem, the African Dream. He was one half of the Twin Towers, also known as the One Man Gang previously. And then he left. He got sick of this gimmick, but I still love it. I love this gimmick. With the Big Boss Man, he was in a tag team with. So pretty much Akeem does what it does. It's a stupid move they called it. It's called the Body Slam, which is so stupid to me, but it's so hilarious at the same time that they called it a body slam, because all he does, he's like Andre. He pretty much, it's a headbutt pretty much, you know. You just tilt the body back and then he just moves. I'm doing this with one hand, guys, so it's not coming out perfect, but he does, yeah, you could see it's just a headbutt. I don't know why they called it a body slam, because clearly whoever made this, it's not a body slam, it's a headbutt. You know, Giant Jolt even made more sense than that for Andre's figure, but this is still, I love this figure. It has a great likeness of him as well. Like all the ones I've said before, they have a great likeness of these guys. And yeah, all right, next we got the Big Boss Man. Like I said, he was previously a heel, and then he became a babyface and completely took the WWF by storm. Here, this is called the Hard Time Slam. Oops, oh God, I did not mean to do that. He also comes with his nightstick as well, so you pretty much put the hands up and then it goes down. That's his action right there. This is a great likeness of the Boss Man as well. This looks more like when he was a heel than he does a face, because he's got them glasses still, but this is such a great figure though. Okay, next we got my favorite Hasbro of Series 1. We got Jake the Snake Roberts. He is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers of all time. I love Jake, and I love this figure. It has a great likeness of him. Oops, it fell. We have Damien here as his accessory, and he does the Python Punch. Or if I can stand him upright, pretty much this hand goes back and then he punches forward. And yeah, it's a great figure, a great likeness of Jake once again. This figure, you know, it didn't need too much detail because it just looks like Jake. There's not much to say about it when it comes to, like, because it's so easy to make Jake look like Jake. He has an iconic mold. And this is the only Jake the Snake Roberts figure they made, which was a Series 1 figure. And that's really all they needed for this one. All right, and we're ending off the video on a good note. We got Brutus the Barber Beefcake here. Another, this is the cheapest Hasbro on the entire lot right here. This is like the least expensive one. It's like a $10 figure. And this looks just like Beefcake as well. They did a nice job with the look. He's got those crazy eyes that he always has. And the move they had for him was the sleeper hold. He also comes with these shears, which is the most common accessory of the bunch. And probably, this one was probably the most sold. Hell, it's so common. I even have the mint on card back there of Beefcake, and I have it signed as well. So, the Brutus the Barber Beefcake here, he does the sleeper hole move where he's one of those jumper figures, which we're going to see a lot more of them later on. He's pretty much just a jumper. Why it's the sleeper hold, I don't know why they called it the sleeper hold. I guess because he's in that position to put a sleeper hold. But yeah, it's a jumping sleeper hold if you want to call it that. Yeah. All right, guys. So that was all of these Series 1 figures. Here they are. Each and every Series 1 figure right here. And there's only 2 from this lot I'm missing, which those guys I will go into later on. So check out Series 2 for the next one, and I'll see you there.